Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome, Mr. President. Please let's get seated. We're welcoming our very own President-elect and his wife. We have our Vice President in the hall as well. But please let's get seated. The program is starting now.
Good morning and welcome to the Nigerian Television Authority live telecast of the investiture ceremony of the President-elect and Vice President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima. It is a program scheduled as part of activities ahead of the inauguration. The investiture ceremony of the President-elect, it is where they will be conferred with the highest national honors of Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, GCFR, and Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, GCON, respectively, to both the President and the Vice President-elect. The Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, GCFR, is the highest national honorary exclusively conferred on President and former heads of states. This is one of the 13th events scheduled by the Presidential Transition Program tagged Nigeria Better Together. Come May 29, 2023, will mark the 7th consecutive democratic transition of power in Nigeria. And on that day, we shall all be ushering in the 16th President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and his vice, Kashim Shettima. The President, by virtue of Section 1302 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, shall be the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic, and by implication, in total control of the entire system. So therefore, this event is very, very important as it marks the beginning of the exercise. Right now, we have the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, the Vice President, President-elect, his vice, and their spouses already seated for the event. The Nigerian Television Authority will bring you to see every bit of the event. Stay back and enjoy yourself. Welcome once again.
Members of the diplomatic corps, we wouldn't forget you. You're an integral part of our corporate entity. Captains and barons of industry, here present. Distinguished politicians, here present today. Members of my professional circle, fourth estate of the realm. Without you, the entire world will not know what is happening in Nigeria today. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you to this epoch-making event, which I choose to call an August occasion in the month of May. And in a few minutes, I will introduce my co-MC to you. But my name still remains Omotosho, Member, Federal Republic I'm a media entrepreneur, a television broadcaster, and a culture and tourism professional. I'm here with my media colleague, who has been working assiduously as well to ensure that this event comes to a reality. Special advisor to our president on media, Femi Adesina. Femi, you want to say welcome to our people?
Your Excellency, Mr. President, all other protocols observed, I'd like to say good morning to everyone here. Thank you.
Without much ado, today we are witnessing a very, very spectacular history in the political trajectory of Mother Nigeria. Indeed, to God be the glory. Great things He has done. Where would we have been without the mercy of God Almighty as a people? What would have happened to us as a nation if not for the love of God Almighty on you and I? A lot of people thought today would not come to reality. Some people have even said that Nigeria would disintegrate years before now, that we will break. But God Almighty must have been smiling on us from heaven above to say, these are my people, and I would ensure that they do not break. And so today we have lots and lots of reasons to thank Him for making dream come to reality. We're here today looking so colorful, looking so beautiful, looking so scintillating. I think we should clap for ourselves. Let us clap for ourselves. We are all adorned with beautiful African fabrics, promoting the beauty of Nigeria to the outside world. You can check out our Mr. President, check out our First Lady, check out even the President-elect with a signature cap and his delectable wife. I can go on and on and on. Our Vice President also promotes the image of this country. And so, we thank God for today. Without Him, we wouldn't be here. So without much ado, knowing too well that we are all a bunch of grateful hearts, I want us to go to the first item of the program today. And I'll be calling on the gentleman that set up the Transition Council and had been working assiduously day in, day out to ensure a seamless and smooth set of programs, not just one program. We were all still here yesterday till about 11 p.m., 12 midnight, with the head of service and other members of the council, with Mr. Olusegun Adekunle, the Minister of Special Duties, ensuring that we welcome you the way we should, ensuring an itch-free transition process. And so it takes a great pleasure from my own end to call on the gentleman that wears the cap of taking responsibility for a smooth transition. Our very own Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Before I call him to come up to deliver the welcome address, my co-MC just hinted me now that while we started, our First Lady walked in. I knew when I was introducing Mr. President, I didn't see her there. I wanted to recognize her, but I couldn't do that in absentia. Now that she's coming, you're very much welcome, our First Lady. God bless you for coming. If you want to clap, please clap. I heard some claps on that side. Please clap. Now I would like to call on our own SGF, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, CFR, to give us his welcome address. He's also the Chairman, Presidential Transition Council. You're welcome, sir.
A point of correction, please. I still love to hold my job for the next 3 days. I did not form the Presidential Transition Council. Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari formed it and also delegated me with the responsibility to chair it and inaugurate it. A point of correction. I love my job and I've enjoyed it. And I want to enjoy it for the next 3 days. Your Excellency, Mr. President, President Muhammadu Buhari, Your Excellency, the First Lady, Your Excellency, the Vice President, Your Excellency, the President-elect, and your adorable wife, Your Excellency, the Vice President-elect, and your amiable wife, the President of the Senate, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, with your darling wife, members of the Federal Executive Council here present, the National Chairman of the APC, our governors from the different states, family of the President-elect and the Vice President-elect, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen of the press. On behalf of the entire members of the Presidential Transition Council, I wish to welcome His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari and the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibanjo. Your Excellencies, the governors of the different states here present, the President of the Senate, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives. This is the first in the series of events lined up for the inauguration that we will have in attendance His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu and His Excellency Kashim Shettima. To this end, I welcome in a very special way the President-elect and the Vice President-elect to this momentous occasion. This morning, we will be witnesses to 3 historical events, beginning with the conferment of the highest national honor on 2 deserving and distinguished individuals whom God Almighty has found worthy to lead our nation over the next 4 years. The second event will be the handover of transition documents to the President-elect. I would keep the third event to my chest so we don't lose the element of surprise that comes with the innovative addition to the ceremony. Mr. President, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my role at this time is to welcome you, and I would like to keep it simple, as I will be returning to give a detailed presentation that will outline the objectives of this gathering. Once again, welcome. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will now invite the Honorable Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, distinguished Senator George Akume, to perform the first leg of this ceremony. Thank you.
His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency the Vice President, Professor Yomi Osinbajo, JCON, Your Excellency the First Lady, the President-elect, His Excellency Senator Bola Tinubu, accompanied by his dear wife, Senator Remi Tinubu, the Vice President-elect, His Excellency Kashim Shettima, and his dear wife, President of the Senate, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, my Lord, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, the Chairman of our great party, the All Progressives Congress, Baje Damu, members of the National Assembly, our governors, members of the Executive Council of Nigeria, Secretary to the Government, Chief of Staff, Honorable, the National Security Advisor, Head of Service, members of the diplomatic corps, captains of industry, senior party leaders here present, ladies and gentlemen. It is with utmost humility that I address this august gathering on the conferment of the national honors of the Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President-elect, and as Shiwaju of Lagos, and the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, GCON, on Senator Kashim Shettima, the Vice President-elect, respectively. Today, as is customary, the President will have the privilege of bestowing the highest national honors of our land upon these extraordinary Nigerians who have shown unwavering dedication, remarkable leadership, and selfless service to our nation. Your Excellency, you may recall that on June 12, 2018, in a deliberate attempt to heal the land and enthrone justice, you conferred these distinguished awards on His Excellency late Chief M.K.O. Abiola, GCFR, winner of the 1999 presidential election, and his vice, His Excellency Ambassador Babagana Kingibe, GCON. Late Chief Gani Fayomi was also honored at the ceremony with GCON in recognition of his fight for human rights, particularly the rights of the common man. However, today's event is different. Why the Abiola Kingibe election of June 12 was annulled? This election has been upheld and adjudged one of the freest and the most credible in the political history of our country. The verdict of history, therefore, will be kind and generous to you, Mr. President, for your commitment to the sanctity of the democratic process and love of country. Let me use this opportunity to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the President-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the Vice President-elect, Senator Kashim Shettima, on their forthcoming inauguration to President as Vice President of a great nation. Your Excellency's steadfastness, commitment, and wavering vision and vigorous efforts toward the progress and development of our dear country has earned you the people's confidence to lead Nigeria in the next dispensation. His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu and His Excellency Kashim Shettima are transformational and patriotic leaders. For 8 years of his stewardship of Lagos State, Shiwaju transformed the state in a most unprecedented way, and today the Lagos economy is rated as number 6 in Africa. He is also a political strategist. When his party, Alliance for Democracy, AD, was hit below the belt in 2003, he, along with his associates, planned and effected total deconstruction of the PDP in the Southwest. It is credit to Senator Shettima that he fought the dreaded Boko Haram to a standstill and still continued with massive development of Borno State as governor. Given the track records of the two patriotic and hardworking Nigerians, the two citizens, Nigerians massively voted for them on the 25th of February 2023 as President and Vice President respectively. As we savor the euphoria of this ceremony, let us remember that the recipients are considered as beacons of hope and aspiration for our nation. Their exemplary leadership and unwavering dedication to the betterment of our society serve as a reminder to a united Nigeria where all citizens can thrive without bounds. In conclusion, I would like to express my gratitude to Mr. President, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, for his remarkable achievements in the development of our nation. Your Excellency, has been a privilege to serve under your government. I am confident, as many Nigerians are, that the incoming administration will continue to build on the legacy that has been laid and take our nation to even greater heights. Thank you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you, Excellency and Minister George Akume. Mr. President, distinguished and eminent Nigerians, this is a two-pronged event. One is the investiture part, and the second is the transfer of baton of service. We are going into the first part now, which is the investiture conferment of the national honor of Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, GCON, on His Excellency Kashim Shettima, Vice President-elect. Can you step forward, please?
Born September 2, 1966 in Maiduguri, into the illustrious family of Alhaji Shettima Mustafa Kutaibe, the Shettima Kaoma Moroma of Borno, and Hajia Nana Kujarima Shettima, a princess of the esteemed Elkanemi royal family. His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima is famously known for his courage as a performing wartime governor. Shettima attended La Misula Primary School in Maiduguri from 1972 to 1978, Government Community Secondary School View from 1978 to 1980, and Government Science Secondary School Potoskum from 1980 to 1983. Shettima obtained his BSc with honors in agricultural economics from the University of Maiduguri in 1981 and his MSc in agricultural economics from the University of Ibadan in 1991 after his NYSc in Calabar. Shettima worked as a University of Maiduguri lecturer before he moved into the banking sector, where he rapidly rose to become a general manager. In 2007, Shettima was appointed by Borno State Governor Ali Modi Sharif as Commissioner of Finance and Economic Development. Shettima later served in the Ministries of Education, agriculture, health, as well as local government and chieftaincy affairs. In 2011, Shettima was elected governor of Borno State and re-elected in 2015. As governor, Kashim Shettima formalized, funded, trained and equipped thousands of Borno youths under the name Civilian JTF, who voluntarily supported the military in fighting Boko Haram. Shettima also prioritized Borno's infrastructural development and the reconstruction of communities displaced by Boko Haram. To revolutionize education and promote peace in Borno, Shettima introduced the mega-sized school system, targeting orphans from insurgent attacks.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations, His Excellency, the Vice President-elect, Kashim Shettima, GCON. Thank you. For those manning the equipment where the citation is being read, the procedure now will be you read the citation first, or you play the citation first, and then the person who is being invested with the title will come forward. So, shall we take the citation of President-elect, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Citation, please. The President-elect can stand up, please.
Perhaps more than any other person since the return of civilian rule in 1999, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's fidelity in maintaining his political party as a formidable opposition helped salvage multi-party democracy in Nigeria. Rising through the political murky waters in the 1990s, he propelled his way with the Progressives platform of a social democratic party which evolved out of Shehu Musa Yar'Adua's People's Front political machine to become the strongman of Lagos politics, winning a senatorial election for Lagos Central Senatorial District in 1992. Bola Ahmed Tinubu never looked back after then. He went ahead to win the governorship election in Lagos State in 1999 under the flag of the Alliance for Democracy Party. The virtues of courage, determination, commitment, vision, focus and strong sense of purpose that have characterized Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's politics drove his emergence as one of the country's most successful governors. His stewardship of Lagos State for 8 years remains a reference point for good governance in Nigeria and across the region, creating the blueprint for Nigeria's richest state and fifth largest economy in Africa. Asiwaju which in 2015 unseated a sitting president at the center for the first time in Nigeria's political history. That elected government, led by President Muhammadu Buhari, was re-elected in 2019 based on its superlative performance and Tinubu's political sagacity. He overwhelmingly won his party's primary election in Abuja on June 8 last year at Eagle Square in a most transparent and well-organized election. As a party's presidential candidate, he traversed the length and breadth of the country, campaigning for votes with his manifesto, which he christened Renewed Hope, Agenda for Better Nigeria, wherein he promised far-reaching ideas and solutions to make life better for the people. Born on the 29th of March 1952, young Bola left the shores of Nigeria for the United States after primary and secondary school education and first attended Richard Daly College in Chicago and then Chicago State University, graduating in 1979 with a Bachelor of Science degree in accountancy. Tinubu got employment in the United States with such companies as Deloitte and GTE Services Corporation. He returned to Nigeria in 1983 and joined ExxonMobil as a company executive. After an illustrious career in the private sector, he ventured into Nigeria's political terrain and has evolved into a political master strategist and a mentor of multitude of men. At Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 71st birthday on March 29, 2023, President Muhammadu Buhari was quoted in his congratulatory message by Femi Adesina, his special advisor on media and publicity, as saying, and I quote, "I believe Ashiwaju's warmth, friendliness, and generosity has set the pace for a network of friends, home and abroad, that will shape his presidency with requisite expertise to guide the economy and consolidate on the investments of past leaders, particularly in the people's first development and infrastructure," unquote. President Buhari. Today, he prepares to assume office as President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, more than 30 years since he entered politics for the common good, during which he helped shape the political careers of many. What more can one say about an incoming 16th President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria but to hail our man of the moment, our leader, our mentor, our fisher of men, our discoverer of talents, and our indefatigable master strategist. Let us hail the next President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
And the President-elect, please step forward while Mr. President will perform the conferment of the national honor of Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, GCFR. Congratulations, President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR.
From today, we wouldn't be addressing President-elect as His Excellency Bola Tinubu alone. It will not be complete except you put His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. Another round of applause, the same for our Vice President-elect. Congratulations. Congratulations. It's a beautiful day. Going next to the item we have on the program, to show the import of why we included this in the program, is because some people still don't know how much the creative arts, culture, and tourism should be contributing to a nation's national growth. Some do know, some don't. And so we decided that we should include this. The contributions of culture, tourism, and the creative arts to a nation's economy cannot be overemphasized. Mention our rich cultural heritage, our songs, our dances, our rhythms, our rhymes, our cultural festivals, our poetry, folklore, read political history, our museums, monuments, art galleries, Nollywood films that are making us proud and Miss Committee of Nations, our rich darbers, rich traditions. No wonder we have our own fathers here, our traditional rulers, and they came in good time to be here today. Mention it. We are blessed as a nation. Mr. President took it to a high level. Our new incoming president is determined to take it to another higher level. In anticipation of that, let's give him a round of applause. Spoken words is an integral part of the culture, tourism, and creative arts industry all over the world. That explains why our own daughter will be coming out in a few seconds to give her own presentation. Keyon Onyeka is an award-winning spoken word artist whose goal is to influence change at personal, national, and global levels. She has performed at high-level events organized by international organizations like USAID, UKAID, and the Commonwealth. She believes in a Nigeria where leaders and critics and citizens work collectively for its development, and communicated this in her poem, No Sidon Look. No more Sidon Look, for those that are Sidoning. To say it in the pidgin language. That's the title of the spoken word for today. And this featured on BBC Media Action, Making Nigeria Proud, and Miss Committee of Nations. Please let's give a round of applause as I call on Keyon Onyeka. Keyon, please step forward and let's see you do what you know how to do best. Bless you. Another round of applause. Thank you. That would encourage her.
Arise, O compatriots. Nigeria calls you. Not your tribe, religion, or political affiliation. But this land of tens of millions calls you to guide her to light. In this call is the voice of a 10-year-old, diagnosed with a disease that she has no name for and a cost bigger than her age. She calls you. Will you answer? Arise, O compatriots. Nigeria calls you. In this call is the voice of a man, powerful but crippled by unemployment. See him in traffic, hawking, racing at our cars that keeps outrunning him. He calls you. Will you answer? Arise, O compatriots. Nigeria calls you. In this call is the voice of a native clutching his ancestors in his chest. Questions staggering in his chest, whether to japa or to stay. Will you answer? Arise, O compatriots. Nigeria calls you. In this call is the voice of a woman terrified every time her son walks out the door, wondering whether he will come back a walking body or in a body bag. He calls you. Will you answer? We are the answer to our own prayers. We are the prophets. We are the prophecy. We are Nigerians, a coming together of a people who their blood today hot, a conglomerate of men and women who do not go to bed until the sun does, resilience tattooed on our skin. Not west, not east, not central, southeast, south-south, southwest. Every tribe, every tongue coming together into one. For we are better together. Arise, O compatriots. In every place where we fought each other, we drop our arms and stretch out our arms to hold each other. That the labor of our heroes will not stay rotting on history books, but become the foundation for us to build tomorrow together. That no seat, no table is set without everyone sitting on it. That every time we build ourselves together, we're coming together and echoing that we are better together. Do they know who we are? Do they know who we are? Our ancestors bullied fear into hiding. We are from an ancient civilization named after God. Our artists make music like water. Oh, see them bristling. You can't resist it. Our innovators make the wind in their palms. Our sons and daughters are gold medalists, world record breakers, scientists, artists, Nobel Prize winners, and frontliners. We may be broken, but there is no nation so beautiful, so tirelessly putting itself together. What a nation, what a people, what an existence. As we unfold another administration, may promises become flesh and not fold into pockets or turn into ghosts. May our democracy be a voice, where the voice that raises a placard or drags a hashtag meets with a voice in power, willing to listen, willing to negotiate. Arise, O compatriots, we are Nigerians. We invent our own sun and do not wait for the light at the end. If this is a game, we will win this. So we call our government to be accountable. We call our leaders to be selfless. We call our tribes to be one. We call our languages to be borderless, coaches, relentless, passing the baton. Everyone racing towards a renewed hope for a better Nigeria. Nigeria, they carry last. Nobody will blow whistle until we win. It may take a while, but we will get there. And when we do, it goes loud. And the world will stand still as we show them how to make a world out of nothing when a people stand together as one. Arise, O compatriots. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, and the First Lady, Your Excellency, the Vice President, Your Excellency, the President-elect, and your dear wife, Your Excellency, the Vice President-elect, and your dear wife, President of the Senate, Speaker of the House of Representatives, and your dear wife, governors here present, members of the Federal Executive Council here present, the National Chairman of the APC, please permit me to stand on already established and existing protocol. This is the second arm of today's event, and it's quite elaborate. Today we gather here to commemorate a remarkable milestone in the history of our great nation. For 2,916 days, President Muhammadu Buhari has led our beloved country from the forefront as the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. These 8 years have been a testament of our unwavering determination and resilience in the face of challenges. As I stand before you, I do so with immense pride and honor, having served as the Secretary to the Government of the Federation for 5 years and 6 months. This pivotal role has granted me the privilege of being at the heart of policy coordination and implementation, witnessing firsthand the remarkable strides of our administration. Under the visionary leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari, Nigeria has forged ahead, pushing the boundaries of its development. We have faced adversities head-on and transformed them into opportunities for growth and progress. Our nation has risen above the odds, propelled by the collective will and dedication of its people. From the bustling markets of Lagos to the tranquil plains of Kano, the impact of our governance trajectory has been felt across every nook and corner of our great land. We have unleashed the transformative power of our economy, fostering an environment that promotes entrepreneurship and empowers our citizens. Our investments in critical infrastructure have paved the way for seamless connectivity and unleash the potential of our diverse regions. But it was not always like that. When President Muhammadu Buhari assumed office, the Nigerian economy, which had experienced over a decade of remarkable growth, was struck by a debilitating blow. The rapid and relentless decline in crude oil prices, starting in mid-2014, coupled with a failure to diversify our revenue and foreign exchange sources, thrust our nation into a recession by the second quarter of 2016. In the face of this monumental adversity, the Buhari administration rose to the occasion, employing a multifaceted approach to confront these challenges head-on and chart a new course for our national economy. The three fundamental pillars were identified as the bedrock of our strategy: eradicating corruption, enhancing security, and revitalizing the economy. With unwavering determination, we embarked on an extraordinary journey of transformation. The initial step was the implementation of the Strategic Implementation Plan, a bold and decisive move to address the immediate needs of our nation during this time of economic uncertainty. The SIP, crafted as a short-term intervention, served as a guiding light, illuminating the path toward a brighter future. But we did not stop there. Recognizing the long-term prosperity required a comprehensive and a visionary plan, we unveiled the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, ERGP. This medium-term blueprint, spanning from 2017 to 2020, harnessed the boundless ingenuity and indomitability spirit of the Nigerian people, the priceless assets that propelled our nation's progress. The ERGP became our compass, steering us towards economic resurgence and sustainable growth. It laid the groundwork for diversification, encouraging innovation, entrepreneurship, and investment across various sectors. As we stand here today, Your Excellency, reflecting on the remarkable journey of the Buhari administration, we cannot overlook the pivotal moment when the second term commenced in 2019. With a visionary approach, this administration charted a new course, injecting fresh vigor and strategic foresight into the heart of our nation's development. Recognizing the need for introspection and refinement, a policy, programs, and project audit committee under the leadership of the Vice President was established to meticulously assess the administration's performance during the first term. This comprehensive review served as the catalyst for defining the key areas of focus for the next 4 years, setting the stage for an era of unparalleled progress. In August 2019, fueled by the findings of this committee, the administration made an unwavering commitment to 9 priorities that encapsulated our collective aspirations and underpin our pursuit of good governance. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to inform you all that within the framework of the 9 priority areas of this administration, we have made considerable efforts to address development gaps that the administration made on assumption. In recognition of the importance of the critical infrastructure in economic development, the quest of this administration to bequeath a lasting legacy, we have implemented high-impact projects across the length and breadth of the country that meet the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians. Some of the notable achievements include the completion of the 326 kilometers of rail line and 12 station buildings for Itape-Ajakuta-Wari rail line, the railway ancillary facilities, completion of 156.5 kilometer Lagos-Ibadan standard gauge rail modernization project with 6.5 kilometers extension to Lagos Port, Apapa, and 10 station buildings. Development of 387 kilometers Kano, Katsina, Jibia, Maradi in Niger, with a branch line from Kano to Dutse and 20 station buildings, rehabilitation and reconstruction of 300 units of houses at the railway village in Abo in Delta State. On road projects, this administration has constructed 408 kilometers of bridges, roads, 2,575 kilometers of sukuk roads, and maintenance of 16,497 kilometers of roads across the country through the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing. Key among these projects are the construction of 1.9 kilometer, now named Muhammadu Buhari Bridge, linking Anambra and Delta states, with a 10.5 30-kilometer approach road, rehabilitation, construction and expansion of Lagos-Shagamu-Ibadan dual carriageway, which is at 57.64% completion. The ongoing rehabilitation of Abuja, Kaduna, Zaria, Kano Road, construction of Ikom Bridge, which is part of the project that Mr. President commissioned 2 days ago, construction of local Oweto Bridge in Benue and other states, amongst others. In addition, the federal government has embarked on the reconstruction of 44 federal roads with a total length of 4,554 kilometers, and of the 11 new roads totaling 732 kilometers recently approved by the Federal Executive Council under the Road Infrastructure Development and Refurbishment Investment Tax Credit. These projects, which are being funded by the Nigerian National Petroleum Limited, are similar to the existing collaborations with Messrs. Dangote Industries, Bua Group, to improve the stock of our road infrastructure under the tax credit scheme. On the economy, Your Excellencies, Nigeria's gross domestic product, GDP, grew by 3.52% year-on-year in real terms in the fourth quarter of 2022, following growth of 2.25% in the third quarter of 2022, and a 3.98% in the fourth quarter of 2021. With this, Nigeria has witnessed 9 consecutive quarters of growth after negative rates recorded in the second and third quarters of 2020. The growth rate represents a sustained positive economic performance, especially for the non-oil sector, which contributed 95.66% to the nation's GDP in the fourth quarter of 2022, higher than the share recorded in the fourth quarter of 2021, which was 94.81%, and higher than the third quarter of 2022, recorded as 94.34%. Moreover, on aggregate, 94.33% was contributed in 2022, higher than 92.76% reported in 2021. The power sector, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, has remained a critical priority for the administration. The implementation of a willing buyer and willing seller policy introduced by this administration has opened up opportunities for increased delivery of electricity to undeserved homes and industries. We are also executing a number of critical projects through the Transmission Rehabilitation and Expansion Program, which will result in achieving the national goal of improved power supply by 2020. To achieve this laudable objective, the following projects are being implemented to increase generation capacity. Zungero Power Plant, which is almost completed, and also Katsina Wind Farm Project at 97% of completion. Furthermore, to boost transmission and distribution, the 57.7 kilometer 132 kVA DC line from Yendev to Apio and 65.99 kilometer 33 kV single circuit line to Kashambila village are at the advanced stage of completion. This is expected to add 40 megawatts to the national grid. The first phase of the engineering or energizing education program implemented in 7 states is ongoing. The second phase, which is specifically focused on education and health institutions, has commenced in institutions benefiting from it. This administration achieved 100% completion of 6 projects under the Energizing Economies program in 5 states, including Lagos, which has 2 projects, Abia, Kano, Ogun, and Ondo states. It is important to state at this junction the partnership of the federal government and Siemens AG through the Presidential Power Initiative to increase electricity generation to 25,000 megawatts in 6 years. that it is on course. 9 of the power transformers out of the 10 contracted have arrived at the end of 2022. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you will recall that President Muhammad Buhari signed the much-awaited Petroleum Industry Bill into law on 16th of August 2021. The Act provides legal governance, regulatory and fiscal framework for the Nigerian petroleum industry, as well as the development of the host communities and related matters. That is being implemented, and the unbundling of the National Petroleum Corporation Limited has been undertaken. And with the recent commissioning of a private intervention, the Dangote refinery, the largest single-train refinery in Africa, with a capacity of 650,000 barrels per day, is a testament of our commitment. We stand poised on the precipice of an era where our petroleum industry thrives, guided by visionary framework that ensures fairness, efficiency, and sustainability. Your Excellency, we have also been very proactive in the area of strengthening our security. The Air Force, under the leadership of President Muhammad Buhari, has acquired 39 brand new aircraft and expecting more. The Navy has commissioned several platforms. The naval bases have been established in different parts of the country. To further reinforce civil security, 30,000 policemen have been recruited between the years 2020, 2021, and 2022. The social investment program is on course with its recruitment of 1.5 million persons in the Power scheme. I'm glad to announce that the National Social Register has captured 47 million Nigerians, exceeding our target with 2 million persons. Following the passage of the National Health Act, we have committed to ensure universal coverage that has started and it is continuing. The introduction of the insurance arm of the Basic Healthcare Fund and the signing of the Mandatory Health Insurance Act by the President has resulted in the registration of over 16 million persons. It is gratifying to note that 7,650 primary health facilities have been accredited and equipped by the Primary Healthcare Development Agency. In the education sector, we have made remarkable progress, and this can be seen from the records of school turnout and enrollments. In the digital economy, which is gradually becoming the lifeline of every economy, the government recorded an increase in broadband coverage across the country from 33.7% in 2019 to 100% coverage in 2022. This was achieved through the deployment of Starlink internet services across the country, which has helped bridge the existing internet connectivity gap across rural communities in Nigeria, where other network operators could not deploy their services. I must at this point acknowledge the states that made this great feat possible by enforcing the 145 linear meter right-of-way charge. The multiplier effort or effect on the economy is unimaginable. 4G penetration across the country has also increased from 23% in 2019 to 80.86% as at Q4 2022. And yet again, this has been attributed to the increase in the number of users of G4 technology in most states in the country. Undoubtedly, we really can't go very far without each other. As a credit of this investment, the agriculture sector has also experienced phenomenal growth. Today, at the click of in the bid to strengthen the culture of performance management and sustain the enormous gains achieved, this government issued Executive Order Number 13 of 2022 to institutionalize the central delivery coordinating unit with the sole aim of tracking and supporting the implementation of presidential priorities, programs, and projects. The activation of the delivery unit has created a heightened culture of transparency and accountability in the entire system of government, ensuring razor-sharp focus on the delivery of agreed priorities, which has led to effective delivery of services that our citizens most rightly deserve. Today, at the click of a button, you can access government programs, policies, and projects with their costs on the internet. Mr. President, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, it is important to provide some context to the handover documents that President Muhammadu Buhari will be presenting to the President-elect, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, today. The Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, with the support of our technical partners, via a presidential directive, set up the delivery unit to enable the tracking of ministerial deliverables and the 9 priority areas. These were then signed onto by all ministers and permanent secretaries as performance bonds with the President. And since 2019 to date, the Buhari administration, with the support of our technical partners, have held annual ministerial retreats to review the ministerial deliverables and also assess the stage of their completion and the impact on the Nigerian people. These working documents were developed in view of the desire of President Muhammadu Buhari to ensure that His Excellency President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his team have all the information required to make a quick start with the business of governance. For the records, 3 documents will be presented to the President-elect this morning. The first is a briefing note on each. The briefs are intended to provide relevant information that would help the new administration understand the peculiarities of each sector, including key issues within the sector that need immediate attention, highlights of quick wins, a mapping of the efforts of the Buhari administration in the areas where it finds alignment with the renewed hope agenda of the incoming administration. The novelty about this, Your Excellency, Mr. President and the President-elect, is that we took the renewed hope agenda and aligned it with the 9 priority areas. And where there are gaps, we indicated the gaps. And where there are improvements based on the renewed hope agenda, we indicated it and we stated what are the quick wins, what can be deferred for the future. So this is a comprehensive document you are receiving this afternoon. It's a combination of the effort of the President Muhammadu Buhari administration aligned with your vision for Nigeria. The briefs also provide key recommendations on how to improve sector outcomes. The second document you'll be receiving, Your Excellency, this afternoon is a compendium which comprehensively captures the priority programs and projects implemented by the Buhari administration towards achieving the 9 priority areas. It displays a trend of analysis of annual budget performances from 2019. Every year, what is the budget performance? 80%, 100%, 50%, as achieved through the mandate of the 9 priority areas. Each ministry is catalogued into that, and a summary of the ministerial performance and scorecard for each ministry is detailed in this document. You take, for instance, Ministry of Education. what is the impact of that ministry on the citizens? If the mandate says they are going to increase enrollment with 2 million, what percentage of that 2 million have been achieved? And if it has not been fully achieved, what are the impediments? What were the constraints? Was it as a result of funding? Was it as a result of conflicting administration of that particular mandate? And what are the expected outcomes and the way out? So that is provided in this particular document. Policies and projects implemented throughout the period. It contains up-to-date information on what the outgoing government has accomplished, what is yet to be achieved, major challenges, and the advisories for the future. The third document you are receiving this afternoon, Your Excellency, is Policy Status Update. In a bid to preserve institutional memory and support the efforts of the incoming administration, the policies implemented by all the ministries, extra-ministerial departments and agencies under the Buhari administration has been carefully compiled and organized to show the period each was developed, the key objectives of that policy, the status of implementation, the key achievements, and what remains to be done. So these are the 3 documents that are contained in the white box, which Mr. President will be handing over to you this afternoon. These documents represent years of hard work, strategic planning and implementation. They provide a comprehensive overview of the administration's achievements, ongoing projects, and priorities for the future. With the foundation laid by the President Muhammadu Buhari administration, President-elect His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR has a solid platform to build upon and continue the journey towards a prosperous and thriving Nigeria. We hope the incoming administration will find these documents useful. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is now my singular honor and privilege to invite the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, to preside over the transmission of the handover documents to President-elect His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. I thank you for your kind attention and patience, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Yes, it's all going to be done there.
Everything together. So the next thing we are doing is to invite the President. The transition documents are going to be handed over to the President-elect now by President Muhammadu Buhari. Then you have the baton of service, which President Buhari will also hand over to the President-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. You know that in a relay race, batons are handed over. It shows you that governance and government is a long-distance race. Now, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let's please have our seats. And please, let's cut the noise that is coming from the back of the hall. This is a high-level event, and such kind of noise is not expected or appreciated. Please, let's control the noise coming from the back of the hall. The president-elect is going to make his speech shortly after the podium is set up. I hope you can recall that in 2015, at about this time, the noise in the country then was that there were no form of transition documents. No notes, no reports, nothing. But you can see the difference today. The president has signed Executive Order 14, which mandated the Transition Council to prepare all that we have seen now. And it's going to be a culture in the country because it's already a law. You won't have any other government succeeding another government, and there are no records at all because Executive Order 14 has mandated that every government does this before a new government comes in. Thank you. I think we should give a round of applause. Thank you. My pleasure to call on the President-elect, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to make his response. Welcome, sir.
Your Excellency, Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari and his wife, Her Excellency Abuja Aisha Buhari. Your Excellency, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibayi. My wife, Oluremi Tinubu. Thank you. The Vice President-elect and his wife, Shetima, the Senate President, Senator Ahmed Lawan, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, the Honorable Chief Justice of Nigeria, Your Excellencies, my Lords, Governors, and all their political colleagues here present. Chief Bisi Akande, the first interim somewhere. All the ministers, the honorable senators, it is a great honor for me to stand before you today. But let me first of all say thank you, Mr. President. I can only call you Mr. Democrat. You have bestowed the nation's highest honor on my Vice President-elect, Shetimani. Our deep thanks also for the transition document, which clearly enumerated the effort of the past 8 years and beyond. The document summarizes the immense work of your administration. They constitute an impressive and noteworthy scorecard. You have made history, and no one can deny your contribution to our national development. Your devotion to progressive and democratic governance is unassailable. I stand here today, renewed in hope and dedication to our national greatness. I also feel full of pride that this moment is our moment, and I know what it represents. This stately occasion is proof that Nigeria is vibrant and true democracy. It confirms that our democratic path is right and is right, and nothing will deter us from sticking to it. Sure. Our way shall not be always smooth, yes, it's democracy. In taking tall decisions, others avoided. On such decision is to recognize the injustice of annulment of 1993 election, to designate June 12th as a democracy day, and to bestow the nation's highest honor on late MKO Abiola. As much as anyone could, you reach back into history to set the record straight and heal the festering wound. Thank you. The justice you did in this matter lends special meanings to today. The people have put their trust in us. You have done your part, Mr. President. Now, a great duty will descend on me. I understand the meaning of the honor given to me today and the magnitude of the task that awaits. Whether you go to the round or Nigeria or anywhere, you expect knocks on your doors. We are determined, as enumerated, on security, economy, agriculture, jobs, education, health and power, and in all sectors, we must make headway as you've charted the course. The people deserve no less. You said so. I shall not disappoint you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President-elect. Thank you so much. Standing on existing protocols, Mr. President-elect has said it all. If you're looking for a thinker and a strategist, is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. He said a lot to us today, and we're happy to hear him speak. He talked about better Nigeria. I summarize all that he has said today with those words: the new hope, a renewed hope for a better Nigeria. One short quotation I got from him, because we're conscious of time and we need to quickly wrap this up for some other engagements. He said, and I quote, "I understand the magnitude of the national honors accorded me today and the task ahead." End of quote. And when he was saying that, something reminded me of what he did in Lagos State as our governor for the tourism, culture, and the creative arts industry in Nigeria. I was Director General Tourism then, and so we went to Lagos State to meet with him. And he told me and my entourage, I must promote this sector, not only for the betterment of my state, as the most cosmopolitan state in Nigeria, but for the betterment of the Nigerian nation. And so we came up with a Black Heritage Festival that became a tourism icon for Lagos State for all the years he was there, and all other governors that came after him continued promoting the Black Heritage Festival as the tourism product of the state for Nigeria. I think we should give him a round of applause. It shows his depth of foresight and creativity.
This is the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority, and you are on to the live telecast of the investiture ceremony of the President-elect and Vice President-elect. Indeed, the two now have new titles to their names. You address them now as President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and Kashim Shettima, Vice President-elect, GCON. The event is one of the first major events in the series of events as highlighted. It has witnessed many activities, including the handing over of documents to the President-elect. The document has three parts. One, a briefing note. The second one, a compendium. And the third one, a policy status update. And most importantly, a baton of service was also handed over to the President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu by the President Muhammadu Buhari. And this event, as we are witnessing today, is as a result of the Executive Order 14 by the current administration that has mandated the outgoing administration to make it a culture for proper handover. And we've listened to the President-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that really he understands the task ahead. And most importantly, on his renewed hope agenda, he reassured Nigerians that critical infrastructure, economy, agriculture, health, education, security, corruption, and all of will be given special attention, and that Nigerians deserve no less, and promise not to disappoint Nigerians as he will soon take the mantle of leadership come May 29, 2023.
Thank you. Please sit down. Thank you. Your Excellency, the Vice President, President-elect and spouse, Vice President-elect and spouse, the President of the Senate, Speaker of the House of Representatives, my dear wife, executive governors here present, members of the National Assembly, members of the Federal Executive Council, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Service Chiefs and Inspector General of Police, heads of security and intelligence agencies, traditional rulers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure and a deep sense of pride that I stand before you today to confer national honors on the President-elect and Vice President-elect, His Excellency Kashim Shettima. This ceremony marks a significant milestone in our nation's democratic journey as we inaugurate a new administration that will lead Nigeria towards greater progress and prosperity. I extend my warmest congratulations to the President-elect and his well-deserved victory at the February 25th, 2023 presidential election. The Nigerian people have recognized your leadership qualities, political acumen, and passion to serve our great nation, and have entrusted you with the burden of governing our beloved country. I have no doubt that Nigeria will continue to thrive and achieve new heights under your leadership. You are the best candidate at the elections, and Nigerians have chosen wisely. I equally extend my congratulations to the Vice President-elect. Your wealth of experience in governance, your unwavering commitment to the well-being of the Nigerian people, and your exemplary leadership during challenging times as Governor of Borno State has made you a deserving candidate for this position. I have full confidence that you will serve our nation with uttermost dedication and integrity. In accordance with the Honors Award Act 1963, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, Presidents, Heads of State received the honor of Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, GCFR, while the Vice Presidents are awarded the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, GCON. Today, with authority vested in me as President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I have conferred the national honors of GCFR on His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu and that of GCON on His Excellency Kashim Shettima, respectively. As we celebrate this auspicious occasion, let us not forget the immense responsibilities that come with leadership. The challenges facing our nation are significant, and it is the duty of the President and the Vice President to address them with courage, wisdom, and compassion. We must remain committed to the principles of good governance, transparency, and accountability, as these are the foundations upon which our nation's progress and development relate. President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you have a long and illustrious track record of public service, marked by your exceptional achievements in various capacities. Your transformative leadership in Lagos State, where you left an indelible mark in the areas of infrastructure, education, healthcare, and economic development, speak volumes about your dedication to the welfare of the Nigerian people. Your commitment to fostering unity, irrespective of ethnic or religious differences, is a testament to your statesmanship and visionary leadership. This administration, from inception, has faced security challenges such as insurgency, oil theft, kidnapping, as well as corruption, which has eaten deep into the system. With political will and support of many Nigerians, especially our dogged armed forces, insurgency, terrorism, and kidnapping have been reduced to their barest minimum, while corruption has been tackled headlong. Despite the aforementioned challenges, our administration has made economic gains over the years. While acknowledging the turbulent times and global economic meltdown occasioned by the oil crisis and most recently the COVID-19 pandemic, our economy has remained afloat and strong. Our administration commitment and determination in infrastructural upliftment of Nigeria have remained unshaken. The second Niger Bridge has been completed and commissioned. I am happy to say that no administration in Nigeria's modern history, has given so much attention to roads like we have done in the last 8 years. In all, we have been able to construct and complete over 8,000
352.94 kilometers of roads across Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, in spite of the shortfall in the federal government's revenue due to weakness in the global economy that has led to drop in oil revenue, we have touched on all sectors of the Nigerian economy positively. As we celebrate the monumental infrastructural strides achieved by this administration, it is pertinent to acknowledge that these transformative endeavors have not only reshaped our physical life, but have also paved the way for remarkable economic outcomes that reverberate across our nation. The link between infrastructure and economic prosperity is undeniable. It is through the construction of roads, railways, bridges, and other critical assets that we unlock the true potential of our nation, leading to better communication, facilitating trade, and propelling economic growth. To avoid a repeat of our 2015 experience, I signed Executive Order number 14 of 2023, which establishes the legal framework for conducting presidential transitions at the federal level. The Executive Order establishes the Presidential Transition Council chaired by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and ministerial transitional teams headed by the permanent secretaries. The primary responsibility of these two ad hoc bodies is to ensure that every piece of information that will help a new administration get off to a speedy start is made available in a usable format and in a timely manner. Today, I am proud to have handed over to you, my successor, Your Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, three key documents that will guide you as you aim to define a path for your administration. It is my earnest desire that you will find these documents useful, as this would be the first time in the history of this country that such a detailed documentation will be produced for handover to a new administration. I strongly encourage you to uphold this legacy and make experience even better for your successor by the time you are to leave office. It may also interest you to know that apart from these three documents, all the ministries and their agencies have also prepared their handover notes, ready to brief their new political leadership. I want to sincerely thank the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and his team for this great feat. We just witnessed the transfer of a baton of service from me to President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu as part of a symbolic handover for him to continue with the race of advancing our democracy and development. This is a first in the history of our nation's transition process. To preserve this remarkable history for generations to come, I have directed that the baton be preserved in the Presidential History Wing of the National Archives, and I hope that President-elect Tinubu and those after him will build on this tradition. I would like to now express my deepest gratitude to the Nigerian people for their unwavering support and trust throughout my tenure as president. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve this great nation, and I am confident that Nigeria is in capable hands as we embark on this new chapter. I have run a good race. I have finished my course. It is now time for another to take up the baton. Once again, I congratulate President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima on their well-deserved investiture. May the Almighty bless you and guide you in your endeavors to lead Nigeria towards a brighter and more prosperous future. Thank you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. Please get seated. Get seated. Those that need to join Mr. President for the photograph, it's on the program, and the names I mentioned earlier: Senator Abdullahi Adamu, APC, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, Chief of Staff to the President, of course, First Lady, the wife of our outgoing President, Chief B.C. Akonde, Chief Shegun Oshoba. Our President said something very, very germane. He has done the race. He's fought the fight. And he fought the fight still standing, alive and well. We thank God for sparing his life and that of his wife till today. The same for our outgoing Vice President and his wife. This can only be God. God that has spared you till today will spare our incoming President and his wife as well. The same with our incoming Vice President and his wife. Because we know God loves Nigeria. Yes, I want us to stand sideways. I can see my people adjusting. Our eminent people there. Let's stand sideways so that the camera will not cut you off. That is a strategy. Sideways, you are so sure that you'll be captured. I can see our Vice President, Yemi Oshibajo, doing so well with that. Our First Lady, even our incoming First Lady. It's been a beautiful day. Now the national anthem, we're calling it a close. Cheers to our incoming president. Hip, hip, hip. Hooray. Hip, hip, hip. Hooray! Hip, 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 hip! Hooray! God bless you all.
That was the investiture ceremony brought to you live by the Nigerian Television Authority. It's been a worthwhile event that formally crowned the president and the vice president elect with their new titles, and of course with their working documents expected to guide them after May 29, as they plan to hit the ground running and having earned the support of Nigerians during the February 25th, 2023 election. Both have been elected because Nigerians believe they have distinguished themselves coincidentally both as governors in Lagos and Borno State. A short while ago, the President and Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, indeed reminded the President-elect and Vice President-elect that leadership, of course, comes with a lot of responsibilities, and that all through his administration, he is concerned about good governance that made him head-on fought insecurity, oil theft, corruption, insurgency, and whole lot in terms of infrastructure. As it is now, the Vice President, the President-elect, can now be formally addressed as President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and Kashim Shettima, Vice President-elect, GCON. Thank you for being part of this program. On behalf of the entire outside broadcast crew from the conference center of the Presidential Villa, I urge you to stay tuned for the rest of our wonderful programs on the largest television network in Africa, Nigerian Television Authority. My name is Saliu Abdullahi Guanara. Thank you for being part of the show.